Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. Today is Saturday, March 22nd, 2014. This is technical analysis of the stock market today, weekend edition. All right, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 28 points. It had been up well over 100 points at one point today, or yesterday. And you can see here that you can see this action where it went way up and then closed back down, and it looks like a reversal type bar to me. Now we'll see if we continue to get any follow through as we come through. So my best scenario that I've got laid out, again, we have not taken out this high on December 31st, and yesterday did not take out the high here on March 7th. So in my current scenario, I've got a wave 1 down, a wave 2 pullback, and now it looks like we're in a wave 3 down, which here's wave 1, here's wave 2, and then this would be wave 3. Now these would be minor waves, okay, within these waves or sub. I can't remember what they're called, sub-minuets or minuet waves. Let's just call them waves within this minor wave 3, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we would have a 4 probably sideways since this was a pullback, and then a 5, okay? And that would make a wave 3. Now, here's the thing. If we were to have wave 3 be, say, equal to 1.618 times wave 1, and we're doing a little Fibonacci mathematics here with the Elliot Wave, we're talking about a wave 3 that could end down around 15,714, around, let's just say 15,700. So now we've got this 233-day moving average in here where look how this came right down to it in early February. So anyway, that's the current scenario that we've got here. We'll just have to see whether this continues to play out. We, of course, need to take out this point down here, which is a low of 16,046.99. If we look on a weekly basis, the Dow was inside the previous week. We did not go to lower low. We did not go to a higher high. So we've got an inside day. We continue to have, these divergences that have shown up. So we're just, again, we're a little bit of sideways action. We go to the S&P 500, a little bit of a reversal today. Now, it was interesting that the high on the S&P, and I'm not sure what to make of this, was 0.4, what is it? Like 0.4 higher, 0.39 higher than this peak here on March 7th. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna take my lead from the Dow right now, just because that seems to be the clearest. When you go to the S&P weekly, again, look at the divergences that are showing up in the S&P weekly. But it's still trending. I mean, you can't say we're in a downtrend, that's for sure. I mean, clearly the 10-week is above the 21-week, is above the 55-week. I mean, we are still in an uptrend, and we're getting some signals that we may be possibly getting ready to turn, but we're not turning yet. Okay, so until the market turns, it's still going up. So now this is a little bit of sideways action. The Dow Industrial, the NASDAQ. Notice how this was a pretty bearish looking day on NASDAQ. Opened up, reversed, and closed all the way down. A bearish engulfing bar on the NASDAQ. And it actually engulfed like the 3 previous days worth of range. 4 days actually, almost. And then when you look at the NASDAQ weekly, kind of a tight inside day. Basically, we almost closed right where we opened. I mean, we opened at 42.74. We closed at 42.76. So not a whole lot of movement on the NASDAQ during the week. If we look at the New York Composite, again, you look at the bodies, the space between the open and close, and we're basically kind of going sideways last 3 or 4 days. A little bit of the reversal action showing up on the New York Composite also. Look at the New York Weekly, tight little week in here. But again, not really didn't push to new highs, and divergence is showing up. So we could be setting up for a break to the downside, but again, we're we're not even trading below the 10-week yet. So if you go back to the New York Composite on the daily, we're not even trading on a regular basis like in here below the 10-day. You know, we don't have a downtrend going on yet, so we can't say we're in bearish mode. The only one that's a little bit looking weak in terms of the action is the Dow, and again, we're going to need the Dow to come down to confirm that that's truly the direction that we're heading in. So I think that's it. The indicators really haven't moved much at all since Thursday, so we had one day worth of action. Really didn't move much. Let me see if I have the market vectors. Semiconductors pulled back. The home builders broke the trend line to the downside here. Remember I was saying, well, it's going to break one of the two ways, and it broke a trend line to the downside. So it'll be interesting to see whether we get continued follow through on the home builders. And the other one is the financial, which is interesting to me. This is a little scenario to just kind of make note of. It happened over here, okay? When you get a 20-day high, and it did it intraday, it went above this high here, and it's more than 4 days ago, okay, it was the previous high. Then the next day, you get a close down below that. A lot of times, you'll get a sell-off, okay? So here was a previous high, a 20-day high. It was 4 days below the new one that was made in here, a new intraday high. And then the next day closed below that previous high, and it sold off. So it'll be interesting to see if we get that type of action. I'll be watching that on the financial ETF in here. Okay, we want to take our weekly look at Apple. Apple kind of rallied in the afternoon here. It came back from being down on Friday, even with the market reversing and selling off. So I'm not sure what is up with that. We're not getting any major new signal in here. It's broken this trend line, but we haven't gotten any follow through. So again, we're still in a downtrend. We haven't gone to any new highs and higher lows and that type of thing. When you look at the Apple on a weekly basis, very tight. Look at the trading ranges over the last few weeks. Each bar is a week. Okay, so this was a very tight inside week in here. So again, like I've talked about before, compression leads to expansion. And then after, you just alternate back and forth between compression and expansion. So we're going to get some big movement weeks on Apple. It's just a matter of, which way is it going to take us? Because when I go back to the Apple daily, again, if it breaks this trend line, we'll have a chance to push back up, and then this whole scenario is off. But if we continue to move down and then take out this point, this scenario is still on. Okay, let's see. The other one to want to take a look at real quick is Baidu. It's the last one. Baidu's continued 5 days ago, a week ago, last Saturday. This was a close on the 14th. So these are the last 5 bars of action this week. So it just continued to trend down. Closed on the 14th at 160. Closed this week, so it didn't do much. Down about 2 points, maybe not. Yeah, a little over 2 points. So it's continuing its downtrend. I still think we've had, 5 waves up on this, 5 major waves. I'm looking that support could come in at this point right in here. It could also come in from these 2 previous support areas in here, and that would mesh with the 233-day. And then, of course, we got these open gaps down here that if this thing starts to plunge and drop off, then those are gaps that look to be filled. Okay, that's it for Baidu, Apple, the market today. We'll be back tomorrow with a review of trade ideas and look to see if we have anything new for the coming week. This has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Remember, the truth is in the chart, but there's more to trading than just the bars on the chart. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend.